Have you ever caught your reflection in a darkened window and felt for just a heartbeat that the person looking back wasn't actually you? We rely on mirrors to tell us who we are, to confirm our identity every morning. But what if the glass began to develop its own hunger? What if your reflection decided it was tired of being a shadow and wanted to trade places in the shimmering, distorted halls of the Silver Silt Manor? There lives a creature that hasn't seen its own face in 1,000 years. It is the face stealer, a phantom of vanity that survives by harvesting the identities of the beautiful and the bold. Imagine waking up to find your face is nothing but a smooth, featureless pane of glass, while your real eyes and smile are trapped in a silver frame on a stranger's wall. Today, we step into a realm of Pixar Gothic, where the air smells of mercury and the price of a glance is your soul. This is the tragedy of the mistaken souls. Look away, cover the mirrors, and whatever you do, don't admire your own reflection. We are entering the gallery of the stolen. Our chronicle begins in the Hall of Refractions, a corridor that feels less like a home and more like a kaleidoscope made of ice. The air here is freezing and metallic, tasting of silver polish and ozone. Every surface, the floors, the pillars, even the ceiling, is a polished mirror, creating an infinite dizzying loop of space. This is where we find the face stealer, a towering, multifaceted figure made of 1,000 different mirror shards of all shapes and sizes, his face a kaleidoscope of stolen features that shift constantly, wearing a cloak of light-absorbing black velvet. The face stealer is a masterclass in refractive horror. In the 3D Pixar style, his body is a nightmare of light physics. Every movement causes a chaotic splintering of reflections. One shard might show a weeping eye, another a laughing mouth, a third a wrinkled brow, none of them his own. His face is a shifting mosaic of stolen identities, never settling on a single form for more than a second. His hands are long, jagged slivers of silvered glass that act as scalpels, capable of peeling a reflection right off the surface of a mirror. He is a being of pure vanity, yet he is the only thing in the world that is truly faceless. The victim of this latest theft is Aria, a young woman with a face made of perfectly smooth, featureless silver mirror, eyes that are glowing mercury pits, and hair made of jagged obsidian shards that chime when she moves, wearing a dress of woven silver wire and tattered velvet ribbons. Aria is a vision of silent erasure. Her skin is no longer flesh, it is polished metal that reflects the world around her but holds no identity of its own. Her obsidian hair creates a constant discordant chime, the sound of 1,000 tiny mirrors breaking at once. Aria is the mistaken soul, a girl who looked too long into the glass and found herself on the wrong side of the silvering. The first quarter of our 100-scene odyssey explores the harvest of vanities. We see the face stealer moving through the manor, tending to his gallery of expressions. He keeps stolen faces in ornate gold leaf frames that line the walls. These faces are still alive. They blink, they scream, and they whisper, but they have no bodies to carry them. The visual storytelling focuses on the tragedy of the featureless. People like Aria, who wander the manor like ghosts, touching the frames and trying to remember which eyes belong to them. The sound design is a haunting mix of the shimmer of shifting glass, the clink of obsidian hair, and the distorted, overlapping whispers of the stolen faces. Identity is a mask. The face stealer's voice echoes, sounding like 1,000 people speaking at once. And I am simply the one who collects the masks when the party is over. The visual world of the Mirror of Mistaken Souls is a masterclass in cinematic distortion. The manor is filled with mercury puddles, pools of liquid silver that act as gateways between the physical world and the mirror realm. We see the silver silt, a fine dust of ground glass that covers everything, making every breath a danger. The textures are incredibly sharp and cold. You can see the micro cracks in Aria's mirror face and the oily sheen of the mercury in her eyes. The turning point occurs when Aria finds a true mirror, a small, cracked piece of hand glass that wasn't made in the face stealer's forge. Unlike the other mirrors, this one doesn't reflect the surface, it reflects the heart. When Aria looks into the true mirror, she doesn't see a featureless silver mask. She sees a flicker of her original self, a girl with warm brown eyes and a crooked smile. The warmth of this internal image causes her silver skin to blush, creating a ripple of heat that cracks the mercury glaze. She realizes that the face stealer can take her features, but he cannot take her soul because he doesn't know what one looks like. The escape sequence is a spectacular display of 3D Pixar action. Aria decides to overload the stealer's gallery. She takes the true mirror and reflects the light of a single flickering candle into the face stealer's multifaceted body. Because he is made of 1,000 stolen vanities, the light of a true soul causes his shards to vibrate in a discordant frequency. The 3D textures of the shattering glass are incredible, with millions of silver splinters flying through the air like lethal snow. The shattering of the false begins. As the face stealer lunges with his glass cutter hands, Aria doesn't run. She stands her ground and reclaims. She touches the frames on the walls, and the light from her true mirror releases the faces. In a grand cinematic sequence, the stolen expressions don't just fall, they fly. They are like butterflies made of light, returning to the featureless ghosts wandering the manor. We see the mercury pits in Aria's eyes begin to clear, turning back into the warm brown of her human self. Aria faces the face stealer at the center of the Hall of Refractions. The stealer has transformed into a massive, jagged colossus of obsidian and silver, a glass Goliath that tries to crush her under a landslide of mirrors. But Aria has learned the secret of the internal image. She realizes that the stealer is only a monster because he is empty. She throws the true mirror into the center of his chest. The mirror doesn't break, it integrates. For the first time, the face stealer is forced to see his own emptiness. The climax is a moment of profound, silent tragedy. As the stealer looks into the true mirror, his 1,000 shards stop shifting. They all reflect the same thing, nothing. The vacuum of his soul becomes so strong that it implodes. The colossus collapses into a pile of harmless, fine sand. The silver silt of his vanity finally settled. The manor no longer feels like a prison, it is a house of clear glass. The final third of our 100 scenes shows the restoration of the reflected. The sun has finally pierced the mercury clouds of the manor, turning the silver halls into a palace of crystal and light. The people, once featureless and lost, have regained their faces, but they are changed. They have small, shimmering scars at the edges of their eyes, reminders that they were once stolen. Aria is no longer a silver mask, she is the keeper of the clear. Her skin is warm and human, but her hair remains a soft, shimmering obsidian, a reminder of the strength she found in the dark. We see the legacy of the mistaken souls. The gold leaf frames are now used to hold portraits of the villagers' lives, not just their faces, but their deeds. The mercury puddles have been drained and replaced with clear, fresh spring water. The narration dwells on the philosophy of the true reflection. We see Aria standing by a simple pond, looking at herself without fear. "Who you are is not what the glass tells you," the narrator whispers. "It is the heat." Behind the gaze, the stealer didn't lose because the glass broke. He lost because the soul refused to be a shadow. The narrative concludes with a cosmic view. The constellation of the mirror is seen in the night sky, a pattern of stars that looks like a handglass. But instead of reflecting the earth, it reflects the infinite possibilities of the stars. The jagged obsidian of Aria's past has become the dark matter that holds the galaxy together, a reminder that even the most tragic erasure can lead to a more profound discovery of the self. The story of the mirror of mistaken souls has come to a close, but the clarity of the reclaimed soul goes on forever. As the final scenes play out, we see a child in the village picking up a smooth, rounded piece of sea glass. It doesn't reflect their face, but it glows with a soft internal warmth. The child smiles, and for the first time, they don't look for a mirror to see if the smile is perfect. They just feel it. Aria looks at the camera, her brown eyes full of the light of 1,000 suns. She has found her face, and she will never be mistaken again. Her tragedy was her journey, and her identity is her legacy. The journey through the 100 scenes of the face stealer is a journey of reclaiming your truth from the illusions of the world. Aria showed us that you are more than the image you present to others. You are the light itself. beautiful, authentic, and whole. The story ends where it began, with a glance, but now, instead of a theft, it is an awakening. Arya's journey is a powerful reminder that the world will always try to tell you who you are based on what you look like. But your true face is something that can never be stolen, because it is written on your heart. If you've ever felt invisible, or like you were living behind a mask to please others, I hope Arya's true mirror showed you that your reflection is the least interesting thing about you. You are the one who breathes. You are the one who loves. If this deep dive into the mirror of mistaken souls and the tragedy of the face stealer resonated with your soul, or if you were captivated by the 3D Pixar Gothic world we've built, then stay with us as we continue to unmask the mysteries of the human condition. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell to ensure you're the first to witness our next descent into the macabre. Next time, we're heading to the Echoing Well to meet the Water Witch, and you won't want to miss a single ripple of that silent thirst. Leave a comment below and tell us, what is one part of yourself that no mirror could ever capture? We read every comment and love the community of true souls we're building here. Like the video if you believe that identity is more than skin deep. Until the next reflection clears, stay real, stay clear, and keep your internal light shining. Thank you for watching.